Good morning everyone, it's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and today we're going to be doing the showcase for the brand new Dino, and trying to see how well he works on the new Wind team, and see if we can make him work anywhere else. I honestly don't know. I think we can add units to the Wind team to make him look a little better. I don't think we can add him to another team to make him look any better, but we're gonna find that out today, very quickly probably. So very quick overview: magic damage, single target ult. First skill is a double debuff of wind resistance and crit resistance, and then his second skill is a debuff for magic attack resistance. So a whole lot of debuffing going on in one unit. Normally, like, if this was the water meta, this would be like 3 different units right now. So I mean, we've definitely come a little ways in power creep, but that's enough of the overview. His trait, if I had it, is 50% or higher HP, increases his own crit damage by 5% up to 8%. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not going to use him as a link. I'm not going to use him as a nuker. So I don't think you need dupes in him unless you want the raw stats. But slime aside, trying a new setup here. So we've got full screen game with my top bar and then camera off to the side, up top left. Let me know if you like this way better. I know it does block out a bunch of stuff on the top, but I don't think a lot of that stuff is absolutely necessary. Like HP bar maybe for bosses. I actually haven't tested it out yet. We'll find out today. So let me know what you guys think of this layout. I'll be testing out a few different others in the upcoming videos, just trying to get a feel for where I need to set all this crap up in OBS. So with that said, let's dive into let's do the Big Daddy damage test. Actually, this should be interesting. Alright, we're gonna do the Big Daddy damage test now. It actually should be quite interesting now that we're lowering magic resistance, lowering crit resistance, which we really actually don't need because we've got the hero here, and then wind resistance. So we might hit harder than I would think for a level 80 character that's not a primary DPS unit on a meta. So we're just going to do the pretty standard stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks plus all his debuffs, and then we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you guys shortly. Alright, so here we are. We didn't really get a lot of Dino cards until now, so that's why it took till turn 7 to actually get his ult. But we are unboosted. We only have the wind boost and then the trait from Romorus going on. I think it's Romorus still in there. Nothing extra to be done, so let's just see how much damage we do just on his ult. I think this is the first time watching it today, so just lazy. He's kind of like me. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll do what I gotta do, right? I didn't realize he had 2 swords though, so that's something, right? I didn't know he had 2 swords. 13-4. That's actually pretty good. I was expecting more like a 12, like 12 flat. 13-4, okay, we'll take that. So I have decently high hopes for his boosted ults now. So let's come back when we have everything stacked up. Alright, turn 17 took forever, but we've got Dino boosted up 120% on the ult. We have all the debuffs that we can put on the spider. So we've got the wind resistance down, crit resistance down, magic resistance down. This is the same crit resistance that we get from the hero and Dino, so they just one cancels each other out. It doesn't really matter. And then we've got the, everything: pierce rate, pierce power, crit rate, attack boost, everything. So let's send some normals first, and then we'll send his ult. So he did 13-4 or something like that on his unboosted, so I'm expecting probably around 100k right here. Probably around 100k, along with all these debuffs on. I think that's a fair number, right? Normal's doing 96, not as high as I thought. 85 too, not as high as I thought. Okay then, well, that was mildly disappointing. Yeah, it might be because the spider has terribly low defense. Okay, well, it is what it is. He's not going to be the main nuker anyways, but this is always fun to do. Let's move on to an actual test. Alright, this is the team that we're going to use first. It's, you know, the new meta team, right? Where he's meant to be used. Gabiru, Geld, Ramaris is the most unimportant part of this team. I did find that when doing my EX3 runs last night on stream, I really needed a healer, so that's why she's here. We'll test this team out. We'll see how much damage we can do with Diablo against EX Charybdis Conquest. And then, after that, we will swap Ramaris for Velzard, and then see how much her Frostbite skill affects all the debuffs that Dino's going to place on, and see if Diablo's damage really, really goes up, that can offset the healing, or if it's not really that impressive. So we'll test that out. So let's dive in, and let's get to a good point. Okay, so interesting starting hand here. Going through, looking at all the skills we would need to use to get to like maximum power, we would need, I think, 105 points or something. So we don't have to use Ramaris' skill because it's 15% boost, which Trainee also does, while giving us 34% ult gauge. So I mean, we could go the cheap route, we can go the more expensive route. This one is technically for 2 turns, so that's why it does have 2 effects. It's for 2 turns. It's more expensive. But then we have 40 points for Diablo, 40 points for Dino, so and 25 for that. So yeah, 105 points, which we can easily get with this team because Gabiru's giving us 15, and getting up to 100 is really the only real thing. And all of these buffs, minus like Diablo's crit, are for 2 turns or more. So you can very easily pop them 1 turn, get some extra points, and then go the 2nd turn, and then have everything you need. So let's try and do that. We have to wait till like turn 8 or something anyways for Cabby to drop his defense and guard. So this is a perfect way to build up enough points to get to where we need to go. So let's just work on getting Diablo's ult by swapping Ramaris out, and we'll start doing... yeah, we'll start doing this. Okay. So, I don't think Trainee... no, Trainee's up front, so we'll get her trait. So we should get ult... or we should get protection gauge this turn now. There we go, alright. So we can go ahead and do this. So we will give it to the strongest attacker, which is going to be Diablo, regardless. I'm not going to watch that. All these are going to go blues, and then we will go ahead and... let's see... you know, that actually worked out a lot better in my head than what I thought was going to happen. I always forget that he changes greens and not oranges. Okay, well, we'll still do that, and then we'll do that. Right? Or then we'll do this. So we'll do that, and then we'll send all those to Diablo. That's fine. This'll... it does not get us an ult or a protection gauge. Alright then. Doing a lot of damage, but he's going to heal it up and put defense up now, so then we're not going to do anything. But again, we're not looking to kill quick. We're looking to build up to use all the points necessary. Okay, interesting. Let's bring Dino in. Let's show off what he can do instead of Geld. So let's go ahead and send some Dino orbs. You know, guard and defense is notwithstanding. 84 damage, 416. Incredible. Absolutely powerhouse of a unit right there. Trainee, Dino. Alright. So turn 4. Okay. They still haven't fixed Cabby. Oh, my lunch is ready. I don't know why they haven't fixed Cabby yet. Okay, so here we go. This should be interesting right here. So we can change all these greens into blues, and then we can use Trainee's orb change, and then we'll have plenty of protection gauge to go around, plus we'll have Diablo's ult. So, perfect. Now we just need to maintain 100 points, and then we'll use everything when we need to. I mean, really, this team works really well. I mean, they're really cheap buffs. It's kind of like the light team, where everything was super cheap, and you just wanted to build up to a certain point with, like, Xion and Shizu. There's no stacking effects here. It's just, I want to use a crap ton of small buffs and debuffs in order to enhance my damage potential. So, we'll save the Gabiru for the turn where we need to nuke, which is next turn. So we might as well actually just pop some of these things now. So we'll pop the attack boost, and the debuff, and then the wind boost, since these are all 2-turn buffs. And then the only thing we need to do next turn is get 5 points. Right? Right? Yeah, 5 points. So there's that. Alright, so how much damage we do with all the debuffs active? The magic boost is only for 1 turn, so I don't want to use that yet. And there's exactly 5 points, which we'll get 15 off Gabiru anyways, so it's not like we're going to miss out on anything. So we'll go ahead and do that. And actually we're doing... Oh, we did over 1,000 even with this defense and guard. Alright, there's the big heal. And another heal. Alright, so let's see what we can do now. That's, okay, that's a bunch of Dino cards right there. Did I use his orb change? I did, okay. So let's go ahead and not change anything since we have no greens, but let's give ourselves the points, let's give ourselves the magic attack boost, let's give ourselves the crit now, and then defense down. Okay, so now the debuffs that are on is wind resistance 30, crit resistance 30, magic resistance 35, defense by 15. He does have super guard, but that, again, only affects normal attacks, so I think we'll be okay. We're only going to send the one alt and then the Dino cards, because I just want to see this alt damage right here. Even if we use this wind boost, it's not going to take over the extra wind attack that we have. Right, yeah, wind attack by 15, so there's no point in using an extra skill. So let's just go ahead and send this and see how we do. Sure, we'll watch it. This is the first time we were doing it today, so... What do I kind of expect, like, the high 80s out of this. Type advantage, all these debuffs. No big alt boost, though, so that's the only thing we're missing. 63.5 is a lot less than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. Oh, we're gonna kill here. Okay. 63.5. Okay, I did expect more than that. The jiggle physics on training, dear lord. Alright, let's come back and let's get that same exact setup, but with Velzard instead. And we can actually use those extra 15 points that we had. So we'll be right back. I'll just come back in when we're ready to nuke. Okay, so we have made it to turn 7. He really didn't like Velzard. He countered her like 3 times. But we have already applied a couple of the debuffs. We've got the wind, crit, and magic attack resistance down on this turn. We have enough points to use everything. We've got another Gabiru meter. That way when we bring in Diablo, he can get the magic boost. So let's go ahead and put Frostbite on. And then once we apply everything, then we'll take a look at what his stats are actually going to be. So let's take out Velzard. Alright, there's that. Let's bring in Trainee for Geld, since he's no longer important, really. And then we'll go ahead and use the Wind Boost, Attack, and Crit. Okay. And then we'll use Gabiru, get the Magic Boost as well. Alright. So we have... Let's see. Wind attack by 15, attack by 20, crit rate 100, magic attack by 25. And then the debuffs are now up to 39% for wind and crit, 45.5 for magic attack resistance, and defense is 19.5. Well, I forgot Frostbite was 2 turns. Oh. See, I don't use Velzard a lot anymore. Alright, so definitely a big increase, you know, 9%, 9%. That was... Oof. It was 10.5% right there, and then 4.5%. So I'm expecting much better numbers out of Diablo here than what we had before. So let's go ahead and send it, and we'll send Diablo last. So Diablo now does 60... 67.8. What did we do the first time? Hold on. What did we do the first time? Let's just bring up that video. We'll watch that clip. We will pause my voice. What did the nuke do? 63.5. Okay. That was
not as much of an increase as I thought it would be. We had everything active, right? We had the crit, we had the magic attack boost, we had the attack boost, we had the wind boost, we had all of the debuffs, and we had the Frostbite for only, what, 7,000 more damage? I don't know about that. I think I'd rather bring Windmill in for the alt boost at that point. Let's do one more run with Windmill. I think that's what we'll do. Since all these debuffs last for like 2 turns, we can definitely swing the Windmill buff as well. So we'll be back again. Okay, it took a few tries. It took a few extra turns, but we are here. Turn 9. We have all the debuffs applied. We should, if I swear to God, if I didn't do math again correctly, this is like the 3rd time recording. The third time recording this for Millum, because my brain is not working today. Okay, so let's use the alt boost. Okay, that is done. Goodbye. We're gonna bring Diablo in for Millum now. Alright, so Diablo already has his attack boost and the wind boost. So he needs the magic boost, which we're going to apply now, and then he needs his crit. So let's get the crit first, and then that's crit defense down. So 4 total debuffs. Go get and give him the magic boost, and then we'll buff up one more time with Gabiru, and then we have enough to use... what was I missing? I don't think I was missing anything. Actually, hold on. No, that's all I needed. So we've got... Let's see, my brain's not working today. So wind attack, magic attack, space attack, attack boost, wind boost, crit rate, magic attack, which he already had apparently, because we used it twice. And then we have the debuffs for wind, crit, magic, and defense, and then the alt is boosted by 70%. Let's see if we can break that 70k barrier. Yeah? That's where we've been hitting, is like 63, 67k. Can we break 70k with all these debuffs plus a big alt boost? Maybe? Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a shit ton more damage. Okay. I mean, it took some setup. It definitely takes some setup, and it takes a lot of points to use all of the buffs, making sure that Diablo is where he needs to be, and getting the alt boost. But that was like a 30k point jump right there in damage, which you can't really underestimate that. So we've tested the base team, right? We've tested the team with the Velazard for the Frostbite effect that didn't really do too much, surprisingly. And then we did it with the Windmill and buff, and that just wins, right? So, okay. That works out. Let's try something else now. Not on this meta team. I think we've seen enough of Dino's skills in action on the current meta team. Alright, so I thought about it. I tried building a few other teams to use, and I couldn't think of any, right? Like, you can't put him on the old Wind team because no one on there is a magic damage dealer except Windmill, who's not a nuker. The hero, already gives the 30% crit resistance down, so we wouldn't really benefit from anything apart from, like, Dino's wind resistance down skill, which I don't... Half of a skill... of one skill, I don't think is enough to warrant bringing a unit on a team as a mainline person. So we're not going to do that. And then apart from that, I mean, you're not really going to benefit him anywhere else. Like, Space Team, you don't need him. Magic Team, you don't need him. Fire Team, you don't need him. He's boosting wind, he's lowering crit resistance, and he's lowering magic resistance. Earth Valentine does magic resistance, the hero does crit resistance, and the wind boost is only good for the wind team. So I think we're just going to call it. I'll take him into EX3 Tempered Edge with the new team because that's what I'm supposed to do. And we'll see how that goes. But as far as like his showcase, I think we've got enough. I think we've shown what his skills can do and what setup is best for this new wind team. I think that's the whole point of using him, is to show off what he can do combined. So if there is a team that you guys can think of that he would run okay on, please let me know. But honestly, I don't think there is one, which just reinforces my point where you don't need to summon for Dino. He's so limited that he only has one team he can be used on, and that team is going to get phased out in 2 weeks anyways, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments of what you think of Dino, and again, of the whole face cam setup and, you know, where everything is placed on the screen. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.